Stick 187, present and accounted for and free. Yes, free. Yes. I just got released, and I had to come home and grab a new memory chip to put in and start taping because my other one was confiscated. All right, and I'm pretty sure y'all like, what is he talking about? If you don't know, the other day, while downtown St. Paul, and I was not protesting. Well, okay, I was protesting, but I was arrested. Actually, I was abducted by Homeland Security and assaulted. You know what I'm saying? And taken away to some kind of underground little compound thing they had. But I'm really not supposed to be talking about it. So for the duration, I will refer to them as Homer Simpson. All right. So we had a lot of videotape of what they were doing down there, and what they were doing, what was actually going on downtown St. Paul was, while the Republican National Convention was going on at the Excel Center, police from different states were running a martial law drill. They were on every corner, groups of them, different types, different states, different cities, and they were acting like they were ready for war, ready for protesters. We're going to get them. They wasn't speaking, nothing. They were getting ready to carry out a mission, but they really wasn't. Because as I looked at them, and if y'all go to my MySpace page, I got a couple pictures of them too, just chilling. Some of them on their cell phones, some of them taking pictures, some of them getting their pictures took, smiling and cheesing. They wasn't really tripping. At nighttime, when the American citizens that were protesting was down there, they got into formations. It was like drills. And they were getting ready. They had their riot gear on, their helmets, their bulletproof flak jackets and all that. And they had these big-ass sticks, you know what I'm saying? And they were in formation, and they were ready to attack. But they wasn't really going to do nothing, you know what I'm saying? They were just practicing, except for the ones that actually came across citizens that were protesting. And then they got to actually do what they've been practicing. And let me tell you, they came with it. So the other night, I noticed that they were ganging up on about, it looked like about 200 people that were protesting. And I got upset. So I started yelling at them. Actually, I started yelling at the citizens that were standing around just watching and not doing nothing. And then I started yelling at the police. And then more of them came. And then before I knew it, there was like 200 cops there. But then there was like 300 citizens behind me. And we let it be known for a few hours how we felt about what they were doing. And we watched them arrest all those people on the other side, one by one, nicely, because we were standing there and we were letting it be known how we felt. And we moved away from there and went to another bridge because they were actually on the other side of a bridge, and we were trying to get around the other side, and they had that blocked off. But it was like 2 cops. So somebody I was with was like, oh, let's just rush through. You know what I'm saying? They can't stop. There's only 2 of them. And they called for backup, and they came. And they came deep. And this guy got up on this mounted thing. This cop was up on this, like, mounted torrent something. And he aimed his I don't know if it was a tear gas gun or one of those guns that shoot rubber bullets, but he aimed it right in my face because I was the one out there speaking. And I told the crowd, look, one person speaking, look what they bringing. This isn't right. On the streets of St. Paul, this isn't right. And we yelled at them for about an hour. And then they said, all right, you got 5 minutes to disperse. You know what I'm saying? Or we will remove you. And then 10 minutes later, like, you got 5 minutes to disperse, or we will remove you. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, And I was telling them, I was pointing at all the cops like, listen, look at you. Y'all don't want to be here. Don't y'all want to be home with y'all families? Don't you? You don't want to be out here because we're out here because you out here. Why are y'all here? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no terrorists out here. Real talk. Why are y'all here? And I voiced my opinion. And that dude kept his gun pointed right in my face. And so the crowd started moving down the street towards the Excel. But we ended up at the MSNBC stage. And they had these big flat screen monitors, and they were showing McCain getting ready to speak. This was the night he was actually going to accept the nomination and do his big speech. And this was all the Republicans was waiting for. They couldn't get in. They were all standing out here. And there was about 150 of them. And then I came. And then I started talking, right when McCain started talking. And I started yelling. And I said what I had to say. And I swear to God, movement, I swear to God, before I knew it, I turned around, and nobody was looking at McCain. Nobody was listening to McCain. They was listening to the truth. And that's all I know how to tell. Right there, they was listening to the truth. And at some point, some dude who looked like he could have possibly been an agent, I don't know, a business executive guy or whatever, he had a really nice suit on or whatever, he started to debate me and berate me and disrespect me. And then I said, look around you, man. You're no longer the majority. At this moment, you're the minority. And the whole crowd was surrounding him, looking at him, because they knew what the truth was. And he was trying to divide. And we actually debated for a few minutes, and we ended up shaking hands. And he was actually a cool dude. And we still talked, and we still said what we were saying. It was like two candidates going for it, and going for the presidency or something. And, you know, we were just coming at each other, and it was cool. And then all of a sudden, Homeland Security, in this weird formation that they'd been practicing, Homer Simpsons, that's what we were calling them in jail, but they came in 2 rows, marched right between me and that dude, and separated the crowd, divided the crowd right down the middle, and stopped, and that row faced them, and my row faced me, and then they jumped me and snatched me up out of the crowd and ran me 3 blocks down the street. And they were steady telling the crowd, get back, get back. This was planned. They knew who I was. I even heard them talk about, I just heard them. One of them was like, he said he was like zoomed in on the camera and was like, get that guy right there. And they charged me with disorderly conduct. Homer Simpson. I don't know what our country has came to. When I used to hear that sound, I used to know they was going to save somebody, going to stop a crime. It's crazy. You know, one of the craziest part about it was standing against us, the American citizens, with Homer Simpson and all those policemen. The guardian angels was there. I looked every last one of them in the face and I said, look me in my eye when I'm talking to you. How can you stand there? You were created to protect the American people, and you stand there facing us. How can you do it? How can you do that? I'm embarrassed. And I told him, I'm going to tell everybody in New York what you did. Real talk. Oh, yeah, and Rudy Giovanni, whatever, he was up there talking, and I told him, you couldn't even say New York. How can you be talking about anything right now? Real talk. I told y'all stick was gonna hit the fan. I keep my promise. I wish I had more vid to show y'all, but there's vid out there. So, but I got a vid on my page that I got from somebody. I don't know. It was a few different people videotaping. So I'm gonna try to get as much vid as I can from the convention and what was going on the streets. So stay tuned. I'll bring y'all more as I can. Stick 187. I'm out.